New Zealand in the black, France in the blue. One more performance to see how they pick themselves up, Phaedra, after the disappointment of losing a semi-final.
Yeah, truly disappointing for New Zealand, and considering they're the highest scoring team here, they've scored more tries than any other team, and they have the best tackling percentage at 82%. It's quite disappointing and interesting to see them in this bronze medal match.
I guess there's such high expectations. They've set a standard, right? They probably have to match every single time, but all of these other squads are so very strong now. The competition is fierce. Julianne Zusman on her debut tournament gets the bronze medal match, the former Canadian international player herself, so wonderful for her. There's New Zealand through Reese Pauli-Lane. Kicks off the bronze medal match, New Zealand against France. It's shallow. Is it going to go the 10? Not quite. Or France played it, though, through Mayan, so opting to... Siofani looking to get around the outside, gets rid of Tui. Waka comes at her and drives her into touch. Good covering defence by Stacey Waka, not allowing Ansasio Siofani to stretch the legs just yet.
Yeah, truly good tackle there. She just pulls her out by the hips, nice and low, to guarantee her entrance into touch.
Pauli-Lane to throw to the line out. It's certainly not the tallest line out New Zealand's ever had, but it's still good ball for Tui. And now Brazier looking for Williams on the switch, and Niall Williams just fires a ball straight into the hands of Chloe Pell. And that allows France to get up over the 22. Mistake from New Zealand. Amadi. Inside ball. Good tackle made by Pauli-Lane as Mayon carries forward. Bertrand clears away. Juan. Nissan fires it across for Pell. Looks to duck under Waka. Good battle between those two players. Still there for Drouin, who's now ragdolled into the touch over the sideline by Tui and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and Tui is just such an incredible force on this New Zealand defense. She throws her body on the line. You see, ganging up with Waka to make sure that player's pulled into touch, and it's just speaks again volumes about the heart and soul of Ruby Tui. You said it earlier, she doesn't seem to be playing with 100% capacity, but she's giving it all.
She always does. That one's just fallen into the hands of France again. Another mistake for New Zealand, and that allows Pell to set for France. Nissan. Mayon running across field now, looking to straighten and finding Amadi skipping around the outside, and Siofani's on the end of the chain. France score first in the bronze medal match.
There you go. Siofani is always on the money when she's on the edge and has a bit of space. She's got the legs and the speed to get around. You can see this is just a good heads-up play by France to recover that ball. They seem to be a bit asleep against Australia, but that nap certainly is doing them well. They've awakened, and they are putting it on New Zealand.
Conversion from out wide is nicely done by Montserrat Amadi, and France goes 7 points to 0 ahead of New Zealand. Kickoffs, pinpoint Bertrand. Oh, not quite pinpoint. She might have just attacked it slightly too early. It could have gone the distance. Pauli-Lane works a move for Brazier and switches play again back to Pauli-Lane. A cutout ball for Tairākina. It's bobbling around, just a bit untidy from New Zealand at the moment. Tairākina getting the start out over on the wing, and they've managed to tidy things up. New Zealand. Brazier, Fitzpatrick. Good hit by Bertrand. Brazier got cleared out of the way, so Tui scooped it up and gets through the tackle of Mayan. And they're going to stop play here.
Just time off.
The assistant referee spotted something, and it might have been the clear out on Brazier.
Thanks. What did you have?
So number 1 on blue.
Yep.
Came into the black player, didn't have the ball off the ball.
Off the ball tackle?
Yes.
More than a penalty for you?
It was
Pretty serious?
a penalty.
Just a penalty?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Take a second look here. You see Mayans comes in, playing Brazier. Brazier did not have the ball, so there'll be a New Zealand advantage here. Looks like they're going to set up and take the tap.
Well, good spotting from the assistant referee. Brazier complained at the time. New Zealand will tap, and it's back in the hands of Brazier. Paulie Lane had to do well, and she's able to get it off in tight arcing. Oh, we didn't get a chance to see her in open space because the pass was forward. She's quick, this new young player for New Zealand, but she'll have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, she was ready to go. It's a nice pass, just by inches forward. He's so disappointed. She pinned her ears back, but she was ready to take flight.
Bind. Set.
France.
Don't touch her, please. Don't touch her.
Possession back in a good attacking spot, and it's Amadi who'll wrap around and take this ball, and it's just opened up there. It got away from Brazier, and Nisson, who fed the scrum, passed it off to Amadi, gets the return ball, and Carlin Nisson for France.
And France played that very well. Carlin Neeson, the recipient of the try, but it's a wonderful take by Amadi, and that one-handed offload is too much for Brazier to defend. No one in front of her.
Amadi is a lovely goal kicker, and she's added another 2 points. So France storm ahead of New Zealand, 14 points to 0. Hands on hips for the Black Ferns.
I believe that semifinal match took a ton of energy out of this New Zealand squad. They're going to have to really pick up the energy. They're going to have a chance against France right now.
Kick's gone over the top of everyone, and it's batted back just for Brazier. New Zealand attackers having to just scoot back in support. Williams now looking to get Tairākina into space. Let's see what the kid's got. She's got plenty of gas, Montessa Tairākina, and that's the glimpse we see of why she's been picked in the New Zealand team. Lightning quick.
Well, the youngster learns the virtue of patience there. She was denied the first opportunity to burn it up on the left edge, but she wouldn't be denied that time, and Niall Williams just set that up beautifully, as she does. Such an incredible cog in the wheel for this New Zealand squad, and she timed it perfectly, drew in Siafani so she could set this young lady free to the races.
Gold medalist to the New Zealand Youth Olympics team, a star through her school playing career, Montessa Tairākina, now stepping up on the big stage and getting New Zealand back into this match. Conversion goes over as well. They narrow the gap and keep the Kiwi fans happy. 14 points to 7 though. France still ahead.
Okay. Just hold a second.
There are some tired bodies out on that pitch.
Time's back on.
Again, Mayans decides to attack the shallow restart. That didn't go the 10 and gone out over the side, and New Zealand's trying to fire up a little bit, and they want to try and play quickly.
Said it. Thank you.
And in fact, they will go to the halftime break, are they? No, time to play the line out. Opportunity for New Zealand after the siren. Shakira Baker onto the field for New Zealand at the front of the line out. Niall Williams gets a turn being lifted and brings it down nicely. Paulie Lane. Brazier, Gail Broughton there as well. Broughton looking to get her footwork going through the gap. That tackle's crept up too high by France. So they'll tap and go again quickly. Tairākina has to stop and look for her support. It comes from Paulie Lane and now Tui. Williams has switched sides, working down the right with Baker. Going to power her way through the French defence. Broughton again, dipping ball too low. France swoop in on it. Advantage being played the way of France.
Advantage is over.
Still going. This is well after the halftime hooters. So for two teams who've had a lot of energy sucked out of them, they're playing some extra minutes here.
Tackle!
New Zealand got hands on that ball. Are they going to get themselves a penalty? They are, in fact, so we'll still play on again. Excellent work from Broughton. Brazier. Tui looking for a runner. It comes from Williams, but the pass wasn't there. Now hacked ahead by France, trying to pick it up. Neeson. Williams rips it away for New Zealand, then gets absolutely hammered in the clear out. Perfectly legally done so.
Ball's out.
The ball's there. Tui tries to steal
She has
it.
the ball. Black has the ball. Release.
New Zealand ball it is. Baker for Brazier, and it could be room here for Brazier. Stabs a little grubber kick ahead. Kelly Brazier. It won't be the quickest run into the try line, and 2 minutes, 10 seconds after the halftime hooter, Kelly Brazier scores for New Zealand.
And I'm out of breath. Ricky, the persistence wins in the end. Kelly Brazier wasn't pretty, but it was effective. And we take a second look here. Ruby Tui, this big hit. This is the second big hit she's absorbed today. And she got right back up like a champ, came over and turned the ball over again. See Niall Williams gets it again, and then Kelly Brazier receiving the ball, just evading the tackle. Interesting little grubber kick, and she cruises, controls herself right into the try zone.
Well, it was clever from Brazier to stab the kick ahead for herself. Paulie Lane kicks a straight. So France 14, New Zealand 12. New Zealand down by 2, asking for a big final 7 minutes from their team, but France with their noses in front.
Offensivement, jouons les tirs vers sa boule. Posons dans les 2 premières fenêtres et sincèrement, c'est serré au bord de ruck. Laissons ces ballons, allons jouer ailleurs, d'accord? Juste là, c'est une question d'intelligence, de ruse et de maîtrise. Intelligence, ruse, maîtrise et la même détermination. C'est bon.
Allez.
The final 7 minutes left in Glendale for New Zealand and France before we get to the cup final between the home team, the USA, and the 4th seeds, Australia. Two tries apiece is only the 2 points separating these sides. One last push of energy. This is about effort and heart in the race to finish 3rd. Caroline Drouin, the captain of France, sends us back underway as it juggles through the hands of Williams and does well to regather. Broughton, a big step and another step, and then the offload. It's a little scrappy for New Zealand, but sometimes they like it that way too. They'll fire the ball out wide. Here's Baker. French covering defence is good so far. Oh no, it's going straight up the middle now for Tui. Williams looking to link up with their back line. Paulie Lane. Cut out ball for Tide Arkin, an early ball. We've seen the speed once, but tracked across nicely by Glissé and then cuts back in field. It was a loose pass. And Brazier just takes her time to regather. Look for somebody to come and support. Paulie Lane it is. Broughton, and they goes back to the same position where the original pass was thrown from Gail Broughton. All the skills in the world. The massive dummy. Usually it's the feet that get her through. She sold it to the French defence. Gail Broughton under the sticks.
Wow, Ricky. Gail Broughton is something special. She's got magical feet. I think the most magical feet in the world. And you take a look here. She just sells that dummy like a used car. A very nice one, in fact. And moves it out, and no one will come anywhere near her. She just turned it on a couple of steps after the deception, and she is in for 5.
Missed the second half of last season, Gail Broughton, but a welcome return for her and her audacious talent. This time the kick from in front is good from Poldy Lane, so New Zealand have come from 14-0 down and now lead 19 points to 14. The injured skipper Sarah Hirini and Tarina Tetamaki also out of action in this one as well. And short on numbers, the New Zealand team. It's Michaela Blythe. Ended up taking a piggyback ride of Coralie Bertrand and then got up high over the neck, so gives away the penalty.
First arriver.
Oh, brilliantly done, Williams. First arriving player ripped that away. Brazier for Tui. Wanting the ball wide quickly was Waka, trying to step through. Silfani gets the arms free. Can't quite link up with the support play. Brazier scooping it back and sets Williams up to be hit by Duant. New Zealand going backwards, and now Broughton will send them forward. Blythe back on the inside. Blythe will accelerate through the gap. They won't stop Michaela Blythe from there. One way, then the other. New Zealand side to side, and then the straightening run from the flyer, Michaela Blythe.
Wow, what an incredible play by Broughton. She chewed up Palin Bertrand on that just deceptive run again. You take a look. She holds the ball until the very last second and opens up the floodgates for Michaela Blythe. Beautiful. Sucked in 2 defenders. I mean, look at that overcommitment on defense. That's something special.
Conversion goes over from Poldy Lane, so New Zealand from 14-0 down, now 26-14 ahead. It's been a gallant fight back as Michaela Blythe closes in on Emily Cherry in the all-time point scorers, try scorers list. France have still got time, just under 3 minutes to play now as Amadi's driven into the ground. Now the New Zealand defence looking to step her way through. Grise.
Tackle, release him.
Now Silfani thought she had a little bit of space out there, but it's shut down very quickly with Blythe and Waka. Still going though. Silfani standing in that tackle, using her height, power and strength.
6.
And it helps bring her team a penalty. It goes against Blythe. They play on quickly. Do France, Amadi. One-on-one. Oh, nice inside ball for Grise. New Zealand not missing their tackles at the moment just yet. And in fact, earning a turnover as there's a little knock-on the ground for France.
Well, that's the thing. They don't miss very many tackles at all. They're very, very clinical about it. And they put tons of pressure on that breakdown to force the turnover. Second look here. You see just that little bobble as a result of pushback in the ruck.
France need to be next to score. They need to win this back and win it back quickly. But New Zealand is taking all the time now with just under 2 minutes to play. Brazier. Trying to get Fitzpatrick on the outside. Fitzpatrick steps away back in field. Just standing in the tackle, waiting for the support players to arrive. It comes in the form of Brazier. Waka and Williams working in midfield for Tui. And now Blythe, the experience of the New Zealand team starting to come to the fore as Blythe shoves away Duxan. Big wide pass for Waka, and then another for Brazier. Couldn't trap it on the foot, and they'll go back a long way forward for a penalty for offside against the French.
Brazier and New Zealand are going to take their time here, burn the clock. Less than a minute to go. They've pretty much sealed the deal.
A good effort with just 3 players on the bench. No Sarah Hivani or Terena Te Tamaki in this match. Glide takes a nice high ball. Into the final 30 seconds, and Ruby Tui, well, she'll keep going for another 2 minutes if she needs to. Waka, saw some space down the blind side. She confused the French defence, sent them one way. Great vision this time from Stacey Waka to spy the opening.
Yeah, she was just sensational there. Turned the head, turned the hips, looked the other way, and then pushed off of that right foot. Power over power. And you take a look here, just nice connection there. Little offload. Ah, beautiful. That is a dummy within itself, and that was just spectacular. Spectacular. Waka's had a pretty strong weekend.
A smile on the face of Stacey Waka. The last time we saw it, it was a bitter blow in the previous match, but Stacey Waka scores the final try for New Zealand, who will take the bronze medal here in Glendale. A title defence not to be, but a 31-14 win over France to take third. Oh, Phaedra, it was a good effort in the end, wasn't it, for New Zealand? France will be disappointed in how they finished off, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, France started out strong this match, but they just lost fuel, and New Zealand started to find their rhythm. When they get into that rhythm, they're impossible.
Let's go down now and hear from New Zealand stand-in skipper Kelly Brazier alongside Bill Seward.
Hey, Kelly, first of all, you go to half and you're down 14-0, and then you decide to put a big-time score on them. How did it feel coming out there?
Yeah, that's always tough, obviously, coming out for the 3rd and 4th playoff, but that's sevens and that's character. We knew we had to get up, and 14 points down to come back and take it away. I think it's full credit to the girls, the character, way to hang in there and just play with heart.
You're moving on. You got the points here. I know it's not quite what you wanted to do. Last year you had a bigger celebration, but ultimately you're going to head to the Olympics, and those points will count big.
Yeah, obviously it's not what we came for, but start of the season, we've got a long season ahead, and it's pretty cool to get Monty, her debut, out there and have a run around, and you know, we'll take some learnings from this and go back home and work hard over the next 7 weeks, and hopefully come out in Dubai and go 1 or 2 better.
Individually, 29 points on the first day got things going for your squad, and then they just moved into day 2.
Yeah, sort of just in the middle of the field there, and it's pretty special when you got players like these girls around you, and man, we got some firepower and just happened to be off the back of a few of them yesterday, and I guess get myself a few points.
Kelly Brazier of New Zealand, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, thank you.
A nice finish for the New Zealand team, and Kelly Brazier depleted in numbers, but they will take the bronze medal with a 31-14 win over France. New Zealand take third. So much at stake for both of these teams. The USA runners-up on home soil last year, aiming for consecutive titles. For Australia, it has been 10 tournaments, their longest ever drought without a title. As day turns into evening, the slow march onto the field for Australia and the United States. Phaedra Knight, the stage is set for these two teams. Australia have been in fine form. The USA have battled and grinded their way into the final. You couldn't ask for a better matchup.
Yeah, agreed, Ricky. And I've been just ultimately impressed with Australia and how they have formed up their attack and defense. They have a very total game right now. The U.S., as you stated, have been so resilient, and they've been consistent with these down-to-the-wire finishes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sing for the national anthem of Australia.
led every stage and farms Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia
Please remain standing for the national anthem of the United States of America.
The anthem's done, the chant's set. The referee, most experience going around, Sarah Cox of England, to control the final of the HSBC USA Sevens. The United States taking on Australia for the cup title. A left counter for the United States. The target down the middle, and it's brought in by Ivania Pelite, knocked back by one of Australia's key players as they get their first chance with ball in hand. And the incredibly impressive Emma Tronigato, as they concede a penalty, though, player coming in off their feet.
That was Alicia Lucas. Had her hands on the ground in that ruck. Absolute no-no.
We saw the USA in their semi-final against New Zealand, scored in the opening 15 seconds. Not quite on track here, but a score now would be just the start. The confidence boost for the USA. Gray Matthias taking on the line herself, the big strong ball carrier, tried to get the ball free up over the top. Instead it's there for Kelter. She'll always step her way through it. Alev Kelter driving her legs to the line. Australia clinging on. Lucas it was. USA on the front foot, Tapper on Green. Tapper going around the outside, Green drags her to ground. What a battle that will be. Still there for Naya Tapper. Just short, driving and barrowing the head. The United States. Heaverland, Australia rushed up and cut off the pass, but there's Tapper on the return ball. Kelter with her footwork, great defence Australia, but they can't hold out. Alev Kelter.
She's like a bull in a china cabinet, that raging bull, Alev Kelter. Keeps the legs active every time, and a last bit of an effort to just jump into the try zone. Take a look, she started this right here. U.S. does a good job of recycling the ball, and then Tapper sends it to the bull, diving in between the posts.
Kick in front of the sticks, no problem at all. Perfect start, the United States, 7 points to 0.
I say Aleb has an opportunity with the U.S. diving team if it doesn't work out for her in rugby, but it's going quite well right now.
Politi brings the ball down, so Kaslik first chance really to attack. Or Charlotte Kaslik, she's in good form this weekend as she's bumping off tackles, stepping through defences. Speaking of good form, Toneghetto looking for the inside pass. Staples is well wrapped up just on Australia's side of halfway. Penalty Australia.
6.
Discipline key. Kaslik and Toneghetto combine once more. Politi and Williams. Williams has got Green outside her, looking for the inside ball as Elliot Green trying to accelerate. Shocked and stopped a little bit around the outside of Ember. Elliot Green, all the work to do. She did it herself, no problem. And Elliot Green strikes back for Australia.
Strikes back for sure. You saw Naya Tapper attempt to make a tackle, and it looked like there may have been an obstruction by Polite, but nothing called by the final adjudicator. And that's a pretty significant switch. Take a second look. Dishes off to the big one herself, Ilya Green. And the arm tackles just won't work. Jetta Emba tried to grab her. Too powerful and strong, and she just steps through that tackle.
Conversion from out in front is good. All square in the final, 7 points apiece. Kelter brings it down from the restart for the United States, busting through holes again. A left Kelter and then finding the support player in Nicole Heverland. Kelter there to clear away. Gray Mattias, and here's Ember and tackle, looking to make amends for the missed tackle on Green. Ember. Jetta Ember powering the legs forward. Slips a little ball for Tapper. And Australia earn a penalty. Toneghetto getting over that ball, needs to go back and take it on the correct
caught
spot.
up in everyone's arms, okay? Go get him.
Yeah, beautiful body position by Toneghetto. She got right in over, and the key for the U.S. in this match is they have to be exemplary in that breakdown. They have got to support, they've got to have those 1s, 2s, and 3s there immediately.
Come on, let's go.
Australia really exposed them.
Come on.
So Elliot Green shifted way out to the right-hand side, swapping positions with Cassie Staples, who's come back into the middle. Australia looked to put on a move with Toneghetto. Politi gets the return ball. It's intricate and it might just work. Kaslik finds Toneghetto, couldn't get the arms free, or clear it away rather, for Green. There was a lot of bodies in motion for Australia, but it just broke down with the pass.
Yeah, Toneghetto really wanted to get it out to the speedster, but she didn't look before she passed, and in essence did not turn her shoulders to make that a legal pass.
The USA supporters have been in fine form this weekend. They went from joy to despair to joy again in the semi-final against Australia and the quarter-final against Canada, and now they're watching their team press forward once more. Bouncing ball is scooped up by Kelter. Kelter shown the sideline and does really well to use his strength to stay in field under pressure from Politi. Heverland. Now Gustitis, the skipper, onto the field, and Doyle. Tapper up towards the 22. Kelter just stationed out on the right by herself, so she switches back play. Heverland got nowhere really to go at the moment, the United States. Australia's defence is strong. And so they'll try and reset again, but they won't be allowed to. Wonderful work by Kaslik to win the ball back. Lucas. It's being played at a clip this match. Staples trying to get on the outside using all the speed that she's got. Ma comes across and drags her down alone to Ma, and the penalty too. Great work. Down the far side.
Outstanding defensive effort by Mar to make the tackle on Staples and then get in great body position back on sides to jackal that ball. Just pulls her down by the jersey, maintains her footing, and ends up with the win for the U.S.
So the two powerhouse wingers, Ellia Green for Australia and Naya Tapper for the United States, go to the bench. Christy Kirsch coming in for the USA, and she has been a real standout out wide. The Heverlands have been here in their vast numbers supporting Nicole. There she is.
Well, this is an area of the game that the U.S. has been pretty perfect at all weekend long, this line out.
Okay, time on.
Heading towards half-time, and the deadlock be broken off. Phaedra Knight, you've absolutely done the USA line out there, as it's knocked away by Alicia Lucas. Australia switched the point of attack to where they've got a few more numbers. The USA wise to it at the moment. Good quick hands, Williams, trying to shrug off the tackle of Ember. Goes to ground, and Australia will look to play on through Lucas again. Politi tracking across sideways, and now Staples. Excellent defence by Doyle and Kelter. And USA run this back. The clean out from Lauren Doyle once more, and now it could open up for Doyle. Here's Amber looking to go in under the post, but chopped down 6 metres short of the line. Still there for the USA. Gustaitis pressing before half-time to take a critical advantage into the break. Ember, big ball over the top, lands for Heverland. Kirsch. Oh, Christy Kirsch, just 2 metres short.
Tackle!
USA lay that ball back once more. Kirsch, she's low to the ground and hard to stop the powerhouse, but Australia's defence holding firm just for now. Are they about to break one-on-one? You're not surely going to stop Lona Mar from there. They pressed the United States, and finally Australia broke.
Well, when you want to break a dam, that's the lady you call. Alana Moore. This pressure that the U.S. is mounting on attack. It's a great turnover, by the way. Kirsch gets in there. All started with the Lev Kelcher, though, and then you see the ball just getting out to Mar. You can grab her leg, but you can't stop her arms from reaching across that line.
What a gripping first half of the final, and it is the USA who sneak ahead just on halftime. 12-7 they lead Australia.
We only commit when we're 100% sure. Otherwise, we just keep our shape, okay? Attacking wide, make it a little bit hard for ourselves. No reason we could have played actually twice on our open. All right, so let's spread the pitch. Only spread the pitch, nice and direct. Let the frameworks help you. Cool?
That's important. Yeah.
Clear head, the process. Being brave and fighting for each other, plus trusting the process, will put you exactly where you need to be moment by moment.
Yes. Hey, we see that she's letting them play the breakdown, so that's important for us. Let's continue elevating. Receiving, maintain possession of the ball, spread them, split them, work hard. 1, 2, 3, USA! Go.
Very little separating Australia and the United States in the Cup final in Glendale, but it is the USA, the home team, with their noses in front, 12 points to 7 at the break. 7 minutes to fight, Phaedra.
Yeah, both teams need to fight a bit more in these tackle situations. They're both hovering around 50 and 55%. The U.S. needs to play with a bit more discipline. 3 penalties they accrued in that first half.
United States have put the youngster out there as we're underway in the final 7 minutes of the USA Glendale Sevens. Gustitis. Duel across field for Eti Hungatau. She's only young, but she's got plenty of power and the pace. Look at that ball, the flick pass. Throughout in the back as well. What an injection from the bench. Gustitis again. Maintaining possession well, the United States. Now some room for Cheddar Ember to shift it if she can. Politi chasing her across. Politi comes over. What a tackle. Ivania Politi. Ball stays in field. Tonegato tidies up and Politi has to grab it. She needs some support. Her team's slow to get back and help. Now they're there, the Australians. Working it out from under their own goalposts. Rhiannon Byers taking them on herself. Getting the fend in the face, no support there. The good tackle needed to be made. It was desperation from Kirsch by the look over on the far side, and the penalty as well. End-to-end stuff.
Yeah, interesting and great tackle by Kirsch. Persistence in that tackle, got back to her feet. Look at that. Doyle goes for her last chance effort to knock the ankles, but Kirsch was right there to save the day. And she really came up big for the U.S. with that turnover. Naya Tapper back on the field, a little bit rested and ready to run.
Scrum? Sure. Big hit. Yeah. I'll go. Okay.
USA will set the scrum.
Did one of you say
just on the Australian side of halfway, jam tight into that corner.
Crunch!
Kirsch standing in midfield with Tapper outside her.
Charlotte, no.
And here is Kirsch again. Earn the turnover for her team, and the wraparound ball for Heaven has cut open the Australian. Lucas is chasing. Caslick getting back there as well. Just chopping down Nicole Heavelin at the 11th hour. Ma using her power, bumps off one tackler and another, still going alone. Ma crashing her way for the defence. Ember 5 metres short. Tapper trying to bust through the middle herself, just taken down by Williams. The United States looking for what could be a game breaker. Gustitis. And now Heavelin, who started it with the break, is there on the line. Sarah Cox is going to check.
Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, right. TMO, Claire, I'd like to check, try yes or no, please. I'm not 100% sure on the grounding.
Yeah, stand by, just checking, try yes or no, checking the grounding.
That's one. Looks like the ball, the very tip of the ball may have hit the line. But did she roll it forward?
Yeah, that might be the question there.
Wait till you're on screen and you may award the try.
Yeah, so just to confirm, we can award the try, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, fine.
Crowd erupts. Heavelin's in. May it be the decisive score for the United States.
You know, everyone's taking a deep breath on that, but that was an incredible team try. Big run by Mayer to bump off a few people. And just persistence again. Mayer right there, just boom. You want some of that? I'll give you some too. And then the pop up to Emma, who was in the right place at the right time. Tapper keeping it alive. And just having just the support of the U.S. is just so remarkable. And that's what's earned them that try. That was certainly a team try.
What a powerhouse Ilona Ma is. And Nicole Heaverland gets us back underway. Oh, Lucas knocking it down as she looked into the sun. It's all going the USA's way at the moment. Australia need to find a response.
And you can see Alicia Lucas, just spilling the ball forward. Probably got herself not quite in the right position to catch it. And then made it really difficult in that sunlight to retrieve it.
Wheel done. Come on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Kelter taking on the line as always for Kirsch. Kirsch has got Tapper, but she'll back herself like always. Christy Kirsch. Again, the covering defence comes across by Politi.
What's it?
Heaverland again. Ma. And now Ember just short. And she's there again. A double for Nicole Heaverland. And it could be the moment that helps the USA to the title.
I had a chance to catch up with Heaverland a couple of weeks ago. You know, she worked so hard. Ricky, she puts in the time in the gym. She wasn't sure if she was going to be fit enough coming into this venue because they had a very short preseason, considering what they normally have 5 weeks. But here she goes in action. She makes the right decision to kick it left and puts it down.
Kelter to add 2 more, shaving it inside. The USA on course for victory. 26 points to 7, 2 minutes to play. Heaverland again. Oh, they've really got a roll on now, the United States.
Balls out.
Kelter. Australia just can't get their hands on the ball. Now they will.
And that delay in support for the U.S. is a result of turnover.
Australia desperately trying to win this back, but the USA's got there and cover, and a penalty to get them out of trouble.
Entry.
Taking all the time, Nicole Heaverland just ticking down that clock, sucking in all the energy, banging it away deep into the stands. And they will walk to this line out, the USA, with just under 30 seconds to play. 2 tries for Nicole Heaverland.
Oh, sorry.
They were just ahead at half-time, but they have stormed away in the second spell. And now just need to finish it off. They'll be listening and waiting for that siren. Kelter still full of running. Knock on the ground. It doesn't matter though. On home soil for the first time, the United States will take the trophy. They fell just short last year, but this year they have been too good. They have had to grind their way through at times, but were a class above in the final. The USA beat Australia 26 points to 7 to take the HSBC USA Women's Sevens title.
They are so elated. They came into this tournament with 3 goals. One was to play with consistency. The other was to really enhance this playing instinctively, and the most important thing was to play in the final, and they want to make an appearance in the final for every stop. That's their goal. And not only did they do that, they brought home the gold.
Pure delight for the United States. And they become just the third team to win consecutive titles. Winners in Biarritz in the final stop last season. Winners in Glendale in the first stop of the new season. For Australia, disappointment. And as their coach, John Manenti, gives some final words, they have done themselves very proud and shown they are back to being a force once more.
And look at faces of the U.S. just happy, elated.
Well, we can speak to one of those happy, elated faces, and it is the captain of the United States, Abby Gustaitis, with Bill.
What a difference 24 hours make. I was talking to you yesterday after France, and you told me what you were going to do last night, and you came out and really played wonderfully today. Congratulations, and how does it feel?
It feels incredible. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. The home crowd, thanks to them, numbers 1 to 12, all the girls back home, like we wouldn't do them. And just shout out to the staff as well for pushing us and believing in us.
And the home cooking thing. Let's talk about 1 year ago today. You take on New Zealand in the final, and it's a rough go. Now you're in the final. You take care of things.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said earlier, it's been a huge 12 months for our program with a few staff changes and bringing in girls, and we've just continued to build on that performance from Glendale, and we don't want to be in that situation again. So,
Abby Gustaitis, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes, thank you so much.
Part of the wonderful leadership captaincy group of the United States, building a strong culture off the field and a very much winning one on it. So many powerful, strong players and some amazing athletes. And one of them is our HSBC player of the final, and it is Alona Ma. She's now with Bill.
Hey, the kid from Quinnipiac is looking big time today. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It was an amazing time. This whole tournament was just great for us.
A year ago, you really burst on the scene here, and this year, you did many, many good things, and once again, you guys are rewarded in the final.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Like, you know, last year when we started out, we got second then and just kept progressing throughout the season, and now I think we just worked so hard, and it just was so well-deserved. We never gave up on ourselves, even when we lost to France. We just kept going.
Outstanding job, and it's got to be especially sweet here at home. I know you won it at Biarritz last year, but here in Glendale, in Rugby Town, USA, to hoist the trophy and get a gold medal.
Yeah, it means so much. I mean, I have so much family here. We all have family and friends. Just to see everyone like wearing USA and having USA out to support us to show what American rugby is becoming and what it's going to be is just so awesome for us, and we love it, and we love that we did here. All
right, the team's waiting for you, Alona Mar. You can cut out of here. Thank you very much.
Oh, so many good players in that American team to pick from for Australia. Well, they'll just have to wait a little longer to get the gold medals back around the neck. Silvers it is for the Australian team as we see the final points standings this weekend, and it's the USA who will take the 20 at the top, followed by Australia, New Zealand and France rounding out our top 4. Well, we've seen this weekend, Phaedra, just how competitive these teams are. The quarterfinals were all fierce. There's so many good players, better athletes every time we see them.
Yeah, just when you think you've seen the highest level of play, 12 teams show up and they set another bar higher. And I've just been so impressed from the invitational team, Japan, to obviously the U.S. pushing the cup up and in the air this time around. Wonderful on their own soil. It's great to see Australia back in the mix in a final. I mean, this is just great. All it does is it breeds more and more competitive energy for all of these teams. Everyone has an opportunity to reach for that cup.
The victorious USA team, Lauren Doyle, Casey McCravey and Christy Kirsch. Steph Bravetti, Naya Tappert and Jordan Gray-Mattias. Eti Hungatau, what a debut. Cheta Ember, a standout, and Nicole Heaviland, 2 tries in the final. The player of the final, Alona Marr, Alev Kelter, the playmaker, and the skipper, Abby Gustaitis. Coach of the United States is Chris Brown. What a trophy, what a team. The United States champions in Glendale.